Don't touch that dial. Stay tuned to the Trudy Haynes Show, coming right up.
Hello, this is Trudy Haynes, and this is Trudy Haynes Show, and hallelujah. Bill Anderson is going to start us off. He's from Word, and he's going to give you the word on post-election summary and how we got the man back in the White House. Fun is Fit and Fabulous is underway, and it gets started with the support of the Philadelphia Department of Health. Dennis Jackson, State Farm agent, he's on hand to tell you how you can get your insurance going now. And if you're like me, where you don't like any pins sticking into your body, well, you're going to find out how you can get acupuncture and a new deal that doesn't hurt a bit. And that's how the Coming Out Party. We're going to take you there and have lots of fun. But first, the word from Bill Anderson's Word.
So after an extremely hard-fought campaign and polling numbers right up until Election Day that left many people wondering what would happen, we now know the outcome and we know who is our next president of the United States. And as you can see from the last clip that we just showed you that was live outside of the White House, President Barack Obama was re-elected as President of the United States. Hi, everyone. I'm Bill Anderson, once again reporting for the Trudy Haynes Show. And this time the topic that everybody is talking about is Election Day. After we indicated, polling numbers told us that it was basically a pick-em race, not exactly sure who would be the next president. It turns out that President Obama won, and he won handily, winning by over 100 electoral votes and over 3 million in the popular vote. It was an exciting night. It was a night of ups and downs after an extremely challenging campaign. President Obama finally showed some emotion, and we wanted to share it with you. Here's a little bit of what he had to say as he accepted being re-elected for President of the United States.
Tonight, more than 200 years after a former colony won the right to determine its own destiny, the task of perfecting our union moves forward. It moves forward because of you.
And as millions of people celebrated the victory of President Obama, obviously a very different tone in the camp of Governor Mitt Romney, a somber tone, but also a tone asking for people to work together. It must have been a somewhat humbling experience, as right up until Election Day, Governor Romney believed that he was in a neck-and-neck race. As it turns out, 8 of the 9 contested battleground states actually went to President Obama, leading to somewhat of an overwhelming victory for the president. So here's Governor Romney thanking his supporters and talking about his plans for the future.
I so wish that I had been able to fulfill your hopes to lead the country in a different direction, but the nation chose another leader, and so Ann and I join with you to earnestly pray for him and for this great nation. Thank you.
Although obviously the highlight of the evening was President Obama being re-elected, there were a lot of different stories that happened here in Philadelphia and in Pennsylvania as a whole that we'll explore going forward here on the Trudy Haynes Show. A brief overview: Democrats did extremely well in a lot of the state offices, Attorney General, Auditor General, and Treasurer's Office, some of these state offices that tend to slant toward Republican. We also had record-breaking turnout in Philadelphia that delivered a 450,000 vote advantage for President Obama. It ultimately allowed him to carry Pennsylvania and move on to the landslide victory. Philadelphia, and particularly Philadelphia's African-American community, set records in terms of turnout. And we'll explore all of that going forward on the Trudy Haynes Show. There also were some questions on the ballot that addressed changing Philadelphia's charter, establishing an independent commission to analyze water rates and increasing your water bill, establishing a process for individuals whose parents in the fire department or the police department were killed in the line of duty, allowing them to have some sort of preference if they decide to go into these fields. We'll explore all of that, as you know we always do on the Trudy Haynes Show. But right now, if you are a supporter of President Obama, it's a time to celebrate. If you are a supporter of Governor Romney, it's a time to figure out how the President, Senate, and Congress can work together for the best of all of us. I'm Bill Anderson, once again reporting for the Trudy Haynes Show. Thanks so much for watching.
Hello and welcome. My name's Vonda, and we are here with Fit and Fabulous with the Trudy Haynes Show. And I would like to just let you all know that we're going to be bringing Fit and Fabulous right in your own home. And we're going to be running a 13-week segment of information that's going to help you get fit and shape. And we also are going to be bringing fabulous guests for you. And we have our coverage. So our first guest will be Mr. Malia, Dr. Gerhard Malia. He's giving us the okay, and he's going to be discussing his Health Philly campaign start off.
We're starting a health program and would like you to give us just a summary of the health situation in Philadelphia.
So Philadelphia is the fifth largest city in the country, which a lot of people don't realize. We have 1.5 million Philadelphians, and then about another 3.5 million people in the surrounding areas. Of the 10 largest cities in the country, Philadelphia is by far the poorest. We know that over a third of children live in poverty in Philadelphia, and more than 25% of adults. The reason I start with this is because we know that poverty is so closely linked with a variety of health issues, whether it's smoking, poor nutrition, high rates of HIV and AIDS. So we face a big challenge in Philadelphia. I think, though, we have this tremendous opportunity because of the history of our city, its people, its neighborhoods, its communities, its organizations, to really make a change. And I think that's what the mayor and our health commissioner want to do. Some of the biggest problems that we face in Philadelphia are diseases related to tobacco use and obesity. Those are the two leading causes of death and disability in Philadelphia. Every year, almost 4,000 Philadelphians die from either tobacco use or conditions related to obesity, things like diabetes, heart disease, kidney failure. We see those two issues as two of the most important things that we can address as government and also in partnership with people outside of government.
And this program, can you wish as well?
Sure. I think this program is so important because we need everyone in Philadelphia to get involved in these issues, to make changes in their homes, in their schools, in their employer settings, and in their communities. Through the Philadelphia Department of Public Health, we've launched the Get Healthy Philly initiative. Get Healthy Philly is focused on a couple things: helping people quit smoking or never start in the first place, helping people eat healthy foods that are available and affordable in people's communities, and getting people more active, whether it's home, on their way to work, or at school. I'm very pleased that you are doing this program and letting Philadelphians know what they can do to be healthier.
To get things started with Fit and Fabulous, let me tell you what Fit and Fabulous is. Fit and Fabulous is to help you look great and feel great. And in order to do that, we're going to be bringing you guests to get you informed, to teach you how to understand the body, to get you to understand how to train your body if you're not in the gym, how to do things in your home. We're going to be bringing you guests, nutritionalists, doctors, trainers, fitness people that will help you also learn how to train your body. We have a martial artist who's an expert with kickboxing and martial arts. And we also are going to be bringing you a nutritionalist. She's going to bring information on an alternative way of healing, because sometimes our bodies can get so out of balance that we don't understand why things are getting unbalanced, and she's going to bring you that information to help you understand more of why the body gets dis-ease instead of at ease. It's just a dis-ease. So we want to bring it to a balance, which is at ease. We also are going to be bringing Dr. Gibbons, who's going to be speaking on issues such as diabetes. We have weight loss fitness angel, and she's going to speak about obesity and certain things that the body does when it gets out of shape. So she's going to tell you how she conquered obesity. We also have a special guest, Shemaiah Bay. He also brings weight loss and the stars. How do the stars line up with weight loss? That's going to be an interesting topic, one of my favorites. Also, vocal profiling. What is vocal profiling? Well, Shemaiah also will be discussing that. That's going to help you understand the vibration of your voice. Your voice carries a vibration that will speak to you and tell you what your body is lacking. It's so unique. I think you would love that. We also are going to be bringing fashion experts to come in and share fashion tips with you. So as you're losing your weight, you also want to be able to look great and have someone tell you what clothes to wear and what to bring and how to beautify yourself with the Fit and Fabulous. Because as you're getting fit, you have to add that fabulous touch, and we have the experts to teach you how to do that. It's going to be a 13-week segment series. We would love for you to come sign up and join. It's a free registration. We're going to be giving away prizes, and we're going to have a great kickoff to jumpstart it, and we need you to participate. If you don't feel good, you won't look good. So we want to join the two and get them together so we can both have the looks and the feeling of the looks. Looking good, feeling good, you know, you want to get it all together. So then the Fit and Fabulous will be all together. And also, just to let you know, there's tips that I will be bringing you. So this is the first tip. Tip 1, water. How important is water? 2 bottles of these, 32 ounces it makes. Drink every day. Start your day off just by doing that. 2 of those. That's 32 ounces. You will start to feel better already. And room temperature, you don't want cold water going into your system first thing in the morning because it locks up the system. It stops the energy of the enzymes breaking down. So you want to have it room temperature so it can soothe the body, and it's important to do that before you drink anything that's caffeine or sugar drinks. You want that water. Water is so important because then it'll start flushing out your intestines, your colon. You know, between the hours of 5 a.m. and 7 a.m., did you know your large intestines are starting the cleansing process between those hours? So do you know how important it is to get that water in first thing in the morning and not grab that cup of coffee? Coffee is a diuretic, and you want water because the coffee, what the caffeine is going to do, it's going to extract the water from your kidneys, and you don't want that. You want to keep that water in your body and flush those intestines. And when you do that first thing in the morning, that's going to really start to cleaning out the waste and the toxic that's building up in you from the last night, late night meal you ate. Get that water in you. It's very important. It's so simple, but we neglect to do it. We neglect to do a lot of things for our body. And also, you want to just start to get a good walk before you do anything, if you had a late night meal. Now, if you didn't have a late night meal, then I recommend that you put something in your body, you know, and get a meal in. That way you won't faint or you won't pass out. You'll have enough energy to help you get the workout in. And just do a quick, brisk 20-minute walk. That's jump-starting your body, jump-starting your metabolism. These are the things that are simple. We're not coming to make it hard. We're going to keep it simple for you. We're going to be showing you things that you can do right in your home. Women who can't go because they have the children there, they don't have to go out. You can do it right here in your home. Tips and techniques. It's not hard. I can train your body with a chair. I can use a bench. I can lay you out on the floor and get those abs burning. You'll be surprised what you can do in your own home. The cans from your closet. Pick them up. They become weights. Simple. The chair. It becomes your brace for your back support. And you lift the cans over your head. It's simple. You don't need a lot of things. right in your own home. You can change your body.
Hello, I'm State Farm Agent Dennis Jackson, and insurance is a way to protect your future, and you need it now. Come on in.
All right, Dennis, if you don't have insurance, you never had insurance, maybe your family did, but you don't have any insurance.
Right.
Here you are, a single guy or just getting ready to get married. What is the first thing you have to do?
Well, once you come into the office, I'll have you to complete a needs assessment questionnaire.
And what is that?
What that allows us to do is determine your risk and your dreams, and it helps us to, form your legacy for you. Now, generally, most people have auto insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance, and health.
This is somebody who doesn't have any insurance.
They don't have anything.
No. So where do they start?
That would be the starting point. We would look at their risk and find out this is called the pyramid of needs.
You can pick it up.
Okay.
Okay.
The pyramid of needs, as you can see, it has your risk, which is mainly your property and liability insurance, premature death, disability, health care, long-term care, emergency savings, and debt management. The second part of the pyramid is your dreams, which is your savings, things you might do later on for your financial future, your home ownership, retirement, educational planning. And then finally at the top of the pyramid is your legacy. This is what you're going to leave to your loved ones if something should happen to you.
Okay, now that's scary.
Yes, it is.
All that kind of insurance. So
right.
We're just starting on.
Mm-hmm.
And in that is your risks.
That's right.
What is the most important risk of a person's life?
I would say the most important risk would be to protect against premature death. Most of us know that or at least we anticipate living a long time and earning a living for a long time, which helps us to pay for our car, our house, our children's education, and bills at the house. But if there's a premature death, that money is no longer coming in. So you have to protect against that by getting life insurance on yourself or on your spouse or on any of the breadwinners in the house.
Now, first thing I'm going to say is I can't afford it.
Well, it's the old adage, you can pay me now or you can pay me later. We would try to figure out ways in your budget where there's extra money that you have that you didn't know that you had that will be put towards this necessity. Because, again, if you don't have it, it's going to be more catastrophic later by saying, I don't have the money to put in now. Well, where are you going to get the money later on? Or where's your family going to get the money later on when you're no longer around to earn?
So you're saying that we have to have insurance, some kind of insurance, and we can't afford it. How are we going to afford it? We don't have a job or something.
Well, if you don't have a job, that's going to be a tough situation for most. Although most products are based on someone having some form of income, giving them the ability and the capacity to pay for it. Because what good is it for me to put together a plan for you if you can't sustain the payments that it takes to protect your future?
But people find money for everything they want to do.
That's right. That's right. They go to concerts. They go to see Beyonce. They might spend $500 for that. Or they go see football game. They go see the Eagles. You might pay $200 for that. And then your favorite restaurant where you go to eat, you're going to pay plus $100 for that.
Yeah, but, we can't take all the entertainment out of life either.
Well, if you don't, you may not take all the entertainment out of your life now, but if you don't get that life insurance, a lot of that entertainment won't be in your life for the future. So you can actually factor that in to your goals and dreams for later on, that you like to travel, you have hobbies that you're involved in, and a lot of this can be funded by life insurance.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And there are ways to save with life insurance also?
There's ways to save in certain situations.
Okay.
For instance, if someone has a CD or lump sum of money, they can put that into a life insurance vehicle, and the money that grows, it grows tax deferred. And that's a considerable savings for most, because if you had it in a CD or another vehicle, the interest on it would be taxed at the end of the year, and you would get a form telling you how much interest you earned, and of course, you would have to pay taxes on that.
And insurance, just to touch on it lightly, is also one way to save for your children if you're getting ready to have a baby.
Absolutely. Through our college savings fund, we have two types. We have a 529 savings plan, and we also have a Coverdale IRA savings plan. And as long as these funds are used for education at the end of the term, then there's no tax on that money. But if you do choose to use it as, and your kid doesn't go to school, then it's treated as ordinary income, and you may have to pay taxes on it.
Okay, now, I noticed you said the first thing you do is to come in and be assessed.
Yes.
And you have that, but you can also send to people.
Right. I can also email the needs assessment questionnaire, and this could give them time to do homework and sit down and go over it, either if you're single or with your spouse, and that will make our conversation a lot better because we can address the most immediate needs that you have as opposed to trying to figure it out when you come in.
Okay, so you're saying that no matter what, single or married, you need to start off with some kind of life insurance.
Yes, because we're all considered an entity of some sort, and we don't want to be a burden on those who leave behind. So if you have a premature death and you're single, someone is going to have to take care of your final expenses. And so you don't want the burden to be on them. Yes, people will say that I may have it on the job or with my employer, but if you leave that employer, it's not portable. You can't carry it with you. Mm-hmm. And since insurance is based on your health and your age, the younger you are, the less expensive it's going to be. So once you get one in place, it becomes easy. Yeah, but later on, you may run into some health issues, and now you're unable to get it.
So being healthy and being young
is the least expensive way. Yes.
So start now.
Start now. Start now. Don't delay.
Okay, well, you're going to be on the show quite a number of times, and so what do you think you'll be talking about next time?
We'll delve more into the various products that we sell or that you may need to protect other interests you may have, such as your home or your car or your retirement, things of that nature. So we'll get more specific about other products that we use to protect your financial future.
Thank you, Dennis Jackson.
Thank you.
Well, folks, I'm happy to announce that we found out about a new way to treat chronic pain with acupuncture. And Dr. Alexander from the Rising Sun Medical Center is going to explain it and tell you all about it. Something has been added, something new has been added to the field of acupuncture. I don't like it. I've been afraid of it, as a lot of people are, so it's not my thought of it as an alternative. But something new has been added that makes it easier for you to give it and for me to receive it. What is that?
Yes, well, acupuncture goes back as an old ancient Chinese way of treating various medical illnesses. It goes back 6,000 plus years. And the acupuncture needle can be anything from a very fine pen to something which is the size of let's say, a golf type peg that they push into these areas called acupoints, or we call them meridian points in terms of the Asian presentation. Meridian points collect to meridian lines, and therefore they're used in a certain way to treat patients. In the United States, of course, acupuncture is basically managed by specialists called acupuncturists or medical acupuncturists. Medical professions such as doctors like myself, allopaths, osteopaths, have to be specially trained in order to do acupuncture in terms of the traditional Chinese or the traditional Asian way. But Harvard University, a great Harvard University, has developed a technique and has done studies on a technique which has shown that a certain type of electrical acupuncture can be used by medical doctors and has been approved for the use of medical doctors because it's been shown to manage pain better than the other traditional forms of treatments, such as some forms of medication and something called transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation.
Now, we're looking at the machine here. This is new, and doesn't it hurt?
No, it doesn't. Actually, the pins are very, very, very fine, and I'm just going to give you an example of some, which you can see if you see them up very close. These are the traditional acupuncture needles that are used by the acupuncturist. Again, the acupuncturist can use various types of needles, from the fineness of this to the size of, let's say, golf pegs.
They actually look like sewing needles.
Yes, and they're very fine, and they have a little covering on them, which allows for the physician to gently tap it into the tissues, and we'll have a demonstration of that later on. And it's actually a painless procedure. Now,
how effective is it?
Very effective. We found that in terms of our clinical use, has been able to really substantially reduce pain. It works on a principle of what we call endorphins, where actually there are a number of theories that describe how it works. One such theory is that the AcuPen, by applying electricity to it, causes the body to release a substance called endorphins. Endorphins are your natural analgesics or your natural narcotic analgesics, very similar to that. Too complicated?
Too complicated. How does it work?
How does it work? By placing the pen in, it stimulates the muscles and causes a release of these chemicals, and these chemicals then allows the body to feel good. It also reduces muscle spasm and some other conditions that. But the main thing that we find that it does is releasing of these little chemicals that then allows the body to feel better.
Okay, you have the system now here at the Rising Sun Medical Center, one of the few places that they can find it right away. But is it covered at all?
Yes, percutaneous electrical nerve stimulation, which is the medical form of acupuncture, electrical acupuncture, is covered by insurance companies.
Okay, so we can come up now and I can get punctured.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, my job as the administrative director, part of this is I train many of the doctors who come through here. They become experts at doing percutaneous electrical nerve stimulation. We call it PENS for short. And then they go out into the community, and they are now, many of the physicians that have done work here are now doing it out in the community.
Bounce TV has finally launched its headquarters in its new home in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And we were there, and so was anyone associated with the new network. Of course, the Trudy Haynes Show was well represented by members of the team, like our editor, Bill Morgan, and some of our video staff, including Cassandra Gray. Of course, our intern gems, Kiana, Tori, Ebony, and Cassandra. Posing with actor TV host Mike Nice is Cynthia DiLeonardo, the hostess with the mostest for putting all of the local programming together on Bounce, which you see from 7 to 8 p.m. Mondays through Fridays. Also present, of course, Vonda, looking fit and fabulous, and plans to have you looking the same if you stick with her weekly series on the Trudy Haynes Show. And remember, folks, it's all free, so tune in. Her friend Shemaiah Bay is already receiving hits for his astrology reports on our show. Listen in for his star reports on your future. And Kathy Lee is the lady who gives you all the inside story of our gone but not forgotten heroes of past and present on Hidden Footprints. And of course, yours truly was there. And I want to report that this was a first-class event. Well, we certainly hope that you've enjoyed being with us today. We're all feeling very good around now because it's the holiday season, and we want to wish you a happy holiday season. And remember, God bless America. God bless you. Have a good one.